story this morning is that soldiers could be drafted in to drive petrol tankers after 3 days of panic buying, coupled with a shortage of drivers, has caused some pumps to run dry.
Government ministers are expected to meet today to discuss the proposal. They've already suspended oil industry competition laws to allow suppliers to work together. Our business correspondent Katie Austin has the very latest.
These were the scenes yesterday as panic buying led to some forecourts having to close.
People are going a bit nuts because 6 a.m. in the morning people are queuing up for petrol.
I've got to round about 2 to 3 hours work of about 20 miles. So I don't know what I'm going to do.
It's really frustrating. I am a driver and without petrol, of course, you cannot move.
A group which speaks for more than 5,000 independent fuel retailers said the impact had been severe.
There is a large number, more than half, which have already run dry, and those others are running dry quite quickly.
Companies involved in the supply of fuel say a spike in demand is the problem, not any shortage of petrol or diesel. But they met the business secretary yesterday, who agreed to temporarily relax competition laws so that, in these circumstances, the industry can better share information and prioritise the delivery of supplies to where they're most needed. The government is considering deploying the army to help with deliveries, and it's understood that option is under discussion ahead of a possible meeting of cabinet ministers. The first limited supply issues were down to a lack of tanker drivers. That's highlighted a wider lorry driver shortage, a long-standing problem that's got worse. Over the weekend, the government announced new measures aimed at tackling it, including 5,000 temporary visas, so drivers can come in from overseas in the run-up to Christmas. Haulage and business groups welcomed any help, but some argued the announcement didn't go far enough. Supermarkets say they need 15,000 lorry drivers to avoid disruption in the festive season. Katie Austin, BBC News.
And our John Maguire is at a filling station in Kidderminster this morning. It hasn't opened yet, John, but presumably they're braced for another busy day. Good morning to you.
Yeah, morning, Dan. We're on the main road between Kidderminster and Bromsgrove. As you say, the fuel station isn't open yet, but it's been a tumultuous few days, really, for the staff here. And when the cones are removed from the road, when it opens later, they, of course, expect to be busy. Not too busy, I think they probably hope, if that makes any sense. Kevin, good morning to you, Kevin Hughes. What has the last few days been like? Thursday evening, I think, things started to get very busy for you.
They did, and then it all got very, very silly on Friday. We've had a very tough time for the last 18 months, but not seen anything like this at all.
Yeah, you describe it as silly. Why?
Massive queues, people... There is no reason to panic buy. We have got plenty of fuel. Most of the customers have been very, very good, but trying to marshal them and keep the road open has been interesting.
And you've had queues quarter of a mile long, something like that?
Easily at times.
And what can you do? I mean, are you able to sort of say to somebody, look, you know, you're not coming in here and putting in £5 worth?
We haven't put in... Well, nobody's putting in £5 worth.
Right, good.
It's just a case of trying to get people parked up properly, moving along and organised, and get them through as absolutely quickly as we can. The team in the shop have been absolutely flat out getting people through, and that's all we can do.
And you're going to be prioritising NHS workers, is that right? We
have done. Last Saturday evening, we had an hour and a half where we stayed open extra, and the uptake on that was absolutely brilliant. The comments we've had on the Facebook page have been wonderful. Depending on how the situation goes, we're going to assess if we need to do it. So we don't know what's going to happen today. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what would you say to people? What would you say to drivers? What's your advice, if you like?
We have got plenty of fuel.
And it's as simple as that?
Yes.
Very simple, very good message. All right, Kevin, good to talk to you. Thanks very much indeed. Plenty of fuel here. It's an independent business, this Callow Oil, so not tied to any of the very big petrol stations that you see around the UK. But as we've heard from Katie's report, and we'll hear throughout the morning, there are these plans in place now. I suppose it's just a case of making sure they work and making sure that people heed the warnings and the advice from people such as Kevin.
Thank you, John. We'll see you a bit later on this morning.
And do let us know what the situation is where you live. We want to get a picture this morning between 6 and 9 o'clock, don't we, of what the situation is, whether you're able to get fuel for the school run this morning or to get to work, whether you've been in a queue this weekend. So get in touch with the programme.
Yeah, BBC Breakfast at bbc.co.uk, and you can also find us on social media this morning as well. Elsewhere today, a Labour